We are bent into this world that has been living and running for an eternity. Eventually, we may think and act independently, as if life and existence were obvious. Imagine you go to sleep tonight and wake up the next day on a moving train. In this situation, no one would just act normally and go on with their daily life without first figuring out who put you there and why. But why don't we question this moving train? Why don't we question this whole existence? Why is there something? After birth, in our first years, once we have a stable consciousness, we are so occupied with our needs and our everyday interpersonal problems that we don't ask ourselves the fundamental questions. The key question, why do we exist? We know all sorts of things, we have an explanation for everything, but for what we do the most and constantly, living, we have no explanation. We know for sure that every life is finite, but why are we so little interested in death? Are we dead longer than we are alive? Don't we know how ruthless time is? The whole system has the most influence. Imagine you were born on a deserted island. Your only goal would be to survive. You'd view everything more curiously, be fascinated by wildlife, and wonder more about the world as a whole. You would question the sun more and live more passionately. In this system, we always need the latest devices and best clothes to keep up. We're here for about 70 years. What should our goal be? Why do we think it's unlikely that there is a goal? Is the goal simply to enjoy life? What good is past enjoyment, especially when you're dead? We absolutely have to get a good job so that we have money for all material things. That's why we devote the first and most important 20 years of our lives to school. When all world knowledge is forced on us meaninglessly, we treat it as solved and take it for granted. In this world, we lack time to think independently. That really raises the question of whether the people who designed this system actually want us not to think for ourselves. Thoughts lead to truth. What truth are you hiding? Today's way of life didn't just develop by accident. Everyone will experience what death brings. People want there to be something after death. The thought that our consciousness simply disappears is very frightening when you think about it. If you look at nature in general, with the hope of finding some signs about life after death, some everyday things that we actually consider uninteresting can be interpreted. Our life has already given us a taste of death, namely our daily falling asleep. It's like dying and then coming back to life. Is nature trying to tell us something daily through sleeping and waking? We see life as a dream and dying as waking up. But so far, no one who has woken up, that is died, has come back and told us that there is something after death. After all, we also can't go back into a dream and tell the people in the dream that there is another reality. Sometimes, a beautiful, almost paradise-like dream of mine is interrupted and I wake up. But sadder than the interruption itself is always the fact that I know for sure I won't return to the same dream when I fall asleep again. The dream and the personalities created by my brain are definitely gone. Being tired every day, falling asleep from life as if dying, sleeping while everything is dark, and then getting up again with the sunrise. It also seems as if the seasons want to remind us of something every time we get a year older. New life enters the world, birth, plants blooming, and a fresh atmosphere that feels like rebirth. Looking to the coming years, hope arises. Young and self-confident. Wonderful weather, nature is showing its most beautiful sides, there's a lot going on, everything looks optimistic. Unforgettable times, the most beautiful phase, everything is somehow active and young. It's getting colder. Like the trees lose their leaves, we lose hair, the body slowly goes downhill, it gets gloomy. You know that a sad phase is slowly but surely ahead of us. Colder, everything is white. Just as we get grey hair, trees are covered with snow. It's cold and there's hardly any life. Everything is dead. The atmosphere feels hopeless. The body is at the end of its strength. You wait for life's only certainty. We die. The seasons go on. It will be spring again.